One way you can find some base power, actually not only find but create base power for yourself, is by rebuilding the resource gatherers. Way back in the day when conquerors had something called bloodthirst, we deleted a lot of buildings because the more buildings you had, the more vulnerable your base was. That's not the case anymore. So actually, by having these resource generators again, you can create some base power, and I'll show you how. So of course, first of all, if you don't have them all, you gotta go here in the command center, click build, go on resources, and just pick the ones you don't have. I maxed out again, I rebuilt them all today. So you pick one and you build it somewhere. It takes literally 5 seconds. Once they're built, they're tiny like this, level 1. So now you start upgrading them. The first few steps will take just a few seconds. And then you just repeat and repeat and repeat 2 seconds now. And then you do it again until you get to level 6. At this point, it's 39 seconds. You probably want to speed up. It's free. So now we're going to level 6. That's the last level that costs you time. But it's time you can speed up for free. So after it's level 6, from now on, you can actually upgrade with base parts. You see the base part cost here, the resource cost here, and then they're all instant. Just a bit of a pain because you gotta go through these windows, but that's not much, except you gotta do it 32 times. The cost in base parts keep increasing, but the thing is, this week after this update, we have unlimited base parts. I just had my fleets on the map and I hit a 109 and that filled up all my resources and my base parts. I hit up a 95, filled up my titanium. I did the TLC, I had that Scourge Blockade TLC. I got a bunch of uranium too, because at some point these guys will cost you some uranium. But use this week to get them all done. So now you start getting tactical installations. At some point you're going to start getting armor. See here, armor installation goes from 0 to 1, level 11. And then we do it once more, you get it to level 12. This is when it costs you some uranium. So it's the only thing you're going to have to go on the map and get, it's some uranium. And now you have 2 armor slots once that's done. So after that is done, you go here, equip. And the thing you do is you just put 2 of these solar enforcements. They don't give it much armor, but you don't care about the armor. They're gonna die anyways with like the first breath of a modern conqueror. But with these 2, this little beauty now has added 100 base power. May not look like much, but there are 32 resource gatherers you can have. You do that on all of them, and you do it free this week because you have unlimited base parts. And it's very quick. And you're gonna add 3,200 base power to your overall base. And that you can use for armor, you can use for a tactical module, for an extra heavy turret, something like that. So it's a bit of a grind, but do it 32 times. And you're gonna get all of these guys, you know, upgraded. I still have that many to go, but you know, I've done all of these guys over here. So that's one way you can save some, actually create some base power. Another way of releasing and creating some base power, just if you have any of these anti-launchpad rocket turrets, take a look at the specials you're using. Go on equip. And again, you could come in here and simply add some of these solar reinforcements to the turret, create a little bit of base power. But also look at the other specials. Like in this case, I'm wasting a lot of specials on these specials, and they're just resistance. And do you really need that resistance on this turret? So you could look at here, it's consuming 14,000 base power. I could just come in here, and I know a lot of players didn't have this special, but it has been gifted to everyone this week with the upgrade. So the cadmium solar panel. So not only that's going to release that power that's being used by the other specials, it might also add 200 power per panel. So So I'm going to put one and another one. So just here, it went from 14,000 to 11,000. It's pretty good. And now your base power keeps increasing like that. And again, you can do it with base parts and instantly refill that on the map. A third way where you can go and find some base power, look at all your labs. I know it's tempting for many people to go and equip their labs with armor. But if you look at them, right, they have so little health. It's just a few thousand armor points that, again, just a minimal splash from a Modern Conqueror is going to kill them instantly. So number one, don't use powerful tactical modules on them unless they are behind and they're going to help some building that's far ahead of them for a while, for a few seconds until the Conqueror gets there and kills it. So for instance, here I'm using the EMP Blast because it can give a 3-second stun on an attacker when equipped to a lab. So in this case, this is a good special. It just consumes 1000 power. And I'm also using Splash Dispersion. Is it wise? Probably not, but I have it there. If I struggle for base power, I'm going to come in here and just remove that. And the armor, like I said, is just 4,000. So even if you add, you know, this big D5C panel here, now all of a sudden you're wasting a lot of power and the building has 1 million. What's 1 million armor? It's nothing. Again, it's going to die on the first hit from a Conqueror. Once, you know, one splash and it's gone. So don't waste armor on your labs. I recommend you put solar reinforcements, and that's going to free up power and even create a little bit of power. One more way of looking at power is looking at the specials you select for your turrets. In my example here, I have a Decimator cannon. And if we look at that cannon, it's extremely power hungry. You see here it's consuming 108,000 base power, which is a lot. If we clean up the specials, I'm going to start with that, just cleaning up the specials here. So at this point, power now is it's down to 55. So you could pretty much have 2 Decimator cannons without any specials. And this guy is still going to be doing 2.4 million damage to income Conquerors. It's still a lot. When you account for their turret defense and their deflection, this is still a lot. So sometimes the choice will be, okay, I'm going to have this cannon, it's very powerful, and I'm not going to put any specials. Now what happens if you put one special? And then I would say let's put heavy ballistic shells because of the extra ballistic damage, the extra accuracy. You know, so now it's at 74. So it's still 34,000 less than fully loaded. And you see it's now 4.4 million damage, some more accuracy, and a lot more projectile speed. So you can manage that power through specials in some cases. And you notice because this turret adds a lot of armor, the weapon itself adds 120 million armor to the defense platform. It has 160 million armor. I'm not going to waste much power on just putting more armors. I mean, I put the CT here. It's adding 500,000 to something that has 160 million. Yeah, you gain the deflection. That makes a small difference. But on this turret in particular, not that much. So if you're tight for base power, especially on decimators, consider running it with no armor and not all specials. And even when you choose the specials, I'm going to load it up again with what I have, priority targeting, which adds 23%. And then the last one, you can either go, usually people go with this frontline platform, and this one adds 25% to the total power, right? But sometimes people go with, where is it? EM Rails, right here, EM Rails 3. The problem with this guy is that it's extremely power hungry. It's going to increase the weapon power consumed by 45%. So if I put this one in, you know, I'm now at 111. So find the combination. Is this better? Is this worth? You get the critical hits, that's great, versus the accuracy. So, you know, what do you need? What are you looking for? I hope this video was helpful. These are just a few quick hints and ideas about finding, saving, distributing base power. That's a constraint you gotta work with and make the most out of it. Look at your other turrets. Long range turrets usually don't need armor because by the time the Conqueror is hitting that long range turret, it's already below its minimum range and is not firing anymore. So at that point, who cares? Short range turrets, medium range turrets usually could use some armor. Your key buildings like warehouses could use some armor. Your outposts could certainly use some armor. You know, but take a look and try to distribute that and find the right mix of weapons. For instance, you cannot use all the tier 9 turrets on all 12 heavy turrets. They will be overpowered. So you gotta mix a little bit of the older, or you gotta sacrifice some specials, or remove a lot of armor. I hope this helps you manage base power and still have an effective defense. Leave your comments if there's any questions you have around that topic or any video you'd like me to do. Just let me know. I can't cover everything, but I'll do my best. See you next time, Pirates.